Okay, let's unpack this. If you have a dog, you know the scene. You walk into a room, and there they are, just folded into some perfect, usually hilarious sleeping shape.
Oh, yeah. The floppy paws, the weird angles.
Exactly. We all laugh at it. But the real question, and this is what we're getting into today, is why? Why that specific position? Why a tight little ball 1 minute and then, a total sprawl the next?
And it's not random. Our sources are really clear on this. Those shapes are a secret language.
A secret language. I love that.
Yeah, it's all rooted in survival biology, and ultimately it's translated through their bond with you.
So that's the mission for this deep dive. We're looking at the research that decodes all of this. We're going beyond just, oh, that's cute, and getting to the why.
Right. Connecting that behavior back to their instincts, their psychology. What looks like just a nap is actually, it's like a whole status report.
An internal status report.
Exactly. By the end of this, you won't just see a sleeping dog. You'll be able to read them.
Let's start with, I think, the most classic one, the one we all picture.
The donut.
The donut. Or the fuzzy bagel, where they're just in that tight little ball.
Mm-hmm. Nose tucked right into the tail. Paws are all hidden away.
It just looked like peak coziness.
It does. But the reason for it is, well, it's ancient. And it's all about protection. In the wild, this wasn't about comfort. It was pure survival.
So protection, that's the key.
That's the key. By curling up like that, they instinctively shield their vital organs. Their belly, their throat.
Yeah.
All the most vulnerable spots. The hardwired defense posture.
And that it sticks around, even in a safe living room.
Evolution doesn't just turn off. And it's also about temperature. The sources point out it's a really, really effective way to conserve body heat. They're making a little personal furnace.
So if you see them doing this, it might just mean they're a little chilly, or maybe they're in a new place and just feeling a bit insecure.
Precisely. It's their personal sanctuary, as one source puts it. They're creating a little fortress of peace.
A little fortress of peace. Okay, so that's fascinating. But let's go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
The side sleeper.
Yes, when they're just completely stretched out, lying flat on their side, legs just flopped.
Like they just melted onto the floor.
That, according to the research, that's the sign of a dog with, zero worries.
Total internal peace. And think about the vulnerability there. When a dog's on its side, everything is exposed. The belly, major blood vessels.
And they can't jump up quickly from that position.
Not at all. Their muscles are completely relaxed. So for them to do that, it requires a huge amount of psychological trust.
So what you're saying is, if your dog does this, it's basically the highest compliment they can pay you.
It absolutely is. They're showing they feel 100% safe, they trust you, they trust the environment, and they're committing to deep rest.
The kind where they might even twitch and dream a little.
Oh, yeah. That's REM sleep. With the donut, the muscles are still a bit tense. With the side sleeper, it's a full system shutdown. They're basically sighing with relief.
A quiet declaration of peace. I like that. Which brings us to, I think, the funniest one. The one that's just adorable and weird. Belly up. The crazy legs.
One that's all over Instagram. Paws straight in the air.
Yes. They look so goofy, but there's a lot going on there biologically.
There is. And it's this beautiful mix of biology and just radical trust.
I always just figured it was about cooling down.
And that's the main driver. You're right. We know dogs have sweat glands in their paw pads, but most of their heat regulation happens by dumping heat from areas with thin fur.
Which would be their belly.
The belly, their groin area. Exactly.
Yeah.
So lying on their back is just the fastest way to cool off. It's just simple physics.
But wait, here's a question. Couldn't they just lie on their side on a cool floor to do that? Why the full dramatic belly up pose?
That is such a sharp point. And that's where the psychology comes in. The trigger is biological, I'm hot. But the choice to expose the most vulnerable part of their body to do it, that's the psychological part.
Ah, I see.
What's fascinating here is that balance.
Yeah.
Exposing your throat and your organs is the ultimate act of submission, but it's also an act of supreme confidence. They're saying, my need to cool down is more important than my instinct to protect myself right now.
And they can only do that if they have zero doubt about their safety.
Zero. So if you see this, you've hit peak trust. It's your dog basically yelling, I trust you with my whole heart and my belly.
Please come scratch it.
Of course. It's an open invitation.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. Because there's a huge difference between that kind of deep sleep and the little power naps they take all day.
The transitional naps, yes,
Mm-hmm.
where they're resting but still totally alert.
Let's talk about the Superman.
My favorite.
Flat on their stomach, all four legs just splayed out. Front paws forward, back paws back.
Like they just flew in for a landing.
Yes. And this is, what, a ready-for-action pose?
It's the dog version of keeping the engine idling. From that position, they can get to their feet in the fewest possible movements. Their quick start button.
So they're napping, but they don't want to miss anything.
Exactly. They're expecting to be invited to play any second.
Okay, then what about the other one? The lion pose. Or the Sphinx.
Right. So they're also on their stomach, but here the paws are tucked neatly under them, and their head is just resting on top.
And the key difference is muscle tension, isn't it?
That's it. The muscles are still slightly tensed, and that tension actually keeps them from falling into a deep REM sleep. They're forcing themselves to stay on alert.
So Superman says, I'm ready to play. And Lion Pose says, I'm resting, but I'm still on duty.
Don't you dare move without me knowing. That's the vibe. Both of these poses are like, they're a coiled spring of love. They're telling you, I'm ready for our next adventure the second you are.
That readiness, that focus on us, it leads perfectly into the last one. The ultimate sign of pack bonding.
The cuddle bug.
The back-to-back sleeper.
Right.
When they absolutely have to be leaning on you.
Or touching your feet. Or backing right up against your legs. It's such a powerful social cue.
And this goes all the way back to when they were puppies.
It does. Little puppies can't regulate their body heat very well, so they just pile on top of each other and their mom for warmth. It's pure survival.
And as they get older, that need for warmth, it turns into something else.
It evolves.
Yeah.
It becomes this instinctual sign of pack trust. In a wild pack, sleeping back to back is essential. It means you're guarding each other's blind spots.
Whoa. So it's not just about being cozy. It's an ancient agreement.
It is. Your dog is saying, I've got your back and I know you've got mine.
So when my dog does this, he's not just being a cuddler, he's including me in the pack.
And not just as a caretaker who gives out food, as essential family, as a trusted partner. That physical contact reinforces that shared security.
You're their anchor, their warm living anchor. Wow. It's their way of saying, you're my family and I've got your back, literally.
And that's why it feels so good to us, too. It's a two-way street of security.
So what does this all mean? We've gone through 6 positions, from high alert to total vulnerability.
It means the language of dog sleep is incredibly rich. Every dog is different, of course, but their posture tells a really clear story about how they're feeling.
Their temperature, their comfort.
And the depth of their trust in you and their home.
There's a great analogy in the source material. It says a dog choosing a sleeping position is like a person choosing a book to read.
Oh, that's perfect. Tell me more.
Sometimes they want the action-adventure of the Superman pose because they're ready to go.
Right. And other times they want the cozy mystery of the donut, where they can just feel tucked in and totally safe.
And when they're a side sleeper, they've picked that comfortable classic they can just relax into completely.
That's brilliant. So you're not just looking at a sleeping dog anymore. You're reading a letter from them.
You're understanding what they need before they even open their eyes. It really does deepen that bond.
It turns just watching them into real understanding.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the silent, beautiful language of dog sleep.
This was great. And we really do want to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely.
Now that you know these 6 positions, take a look at your dog. Where are they sleeping right now?
Tell us, what's their favorite position? Let us know in the comments or wherever you talk to us online. We want to hear what you've learned about them.
For sure. And if you enjoy this, please be sure to subscribe. We'll keep exploring more of these fascinating topics every week.